is considered the only planet in the universe that supports life. The environment is nature that nurtures our life on the earth. It can also be understood as a blanket that keeps our life safe and sound. The air we breathe, the soil we live on, the trees which gives us oxygen along with the flora and fauna on the earth, all constitute the environment. In simple terms, the natural surrounding where we live is termed as the environment. The environment composed of biotic and abiotic components. Biotic are all of the living things in the ecosystem such as plants, animals, and humans, while abiotic factors are the non-living parts of the environment that can often have a major influence on living organisms. Abiotic factors include water, sunlight, oxygen, soil, and temperature. Both biotic and abiotic components support each other to maintain proper balance in the environment. However, what do you think would happen if all of the trees in the rainforest were cut down, or if chemicals were spilled in a river, or if snow and rainfall increased drastically? There are hundreds of issues that causing damage to the environment. With the surge in urbanization over the last few years, we have seen a steady decline in the quality of the environment around us. These are some of the many topics that are studied in the field of environmental science. Environmental science is the field of science that studies the interaction of the physical, chemical, and biological components of the environment, and also the relationship and effects of these components with the organisms in the environment. The field of environmental science can be divided into three main goals, which are to learn how the natural world works, to understand how we as humans interact with the environment, and also to determine how we affect the environment. The third goal of determining how humans affect the environment also includes finding ways to deal with these effects on the environment. Environmental science is also referred to as an interdisciplinary field because it incorporates information and ideas from multiple disciplines. Within the natural sciences such as fields as biology, chemistry, and geology are included in the environmental science. When most people think of environmental science, they think of these natural sciences aspects, but what makes environmental science such a complex and broad field is that it also includes fields from the social sciences and the humanity. The social science fields that are incorporated into environmental science include geography, economics, and political science. Philosophy and ethics are the two fields within the humanities that are also included in the environmental science. The Earth's natural environment comprises of land, water, air, and life. And they have specific names like the lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. Do they ring a bell? I'm sure they'll do. So let's revise the four domains of the Earth. Here exists an invisible domain which we can't see but maybe can feel. This region, it contains gases and vapors, including the very precious oxygen that we need to live and breathe. This is the atmosphere. Atmos, from Greek, means vapor. It's a gaseous layer of air that surrounds the Earth. Then the water, the oceans, the seas, the hot water geysers, glaciers, waterfalls, lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, marshes, swamps, and even the rain and the snow. All of the water on Earth, the water that keeps our body running, that gives life to billions of organisms that wouldn't survive on land. We call this the hydrosphere. Hudor in Greek means water. It's all the water that exists through the Earth's three forms: ice, water, or vapor. And in the lands, all high rises and the quaint little meadows, the highest of mountains, the grandest of canyons, everything that resting on the soil that gives food to the plants, which turns gives us food, we call this the lithosphere. Lithos in Greek means stone. It is the solid portion of the earth on which we live. All these spheres come together on earth. They all meet, and when they do, life happens. This is called the biosphere. Bios in Greek means life, and it is the zone where the lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere interact, which contains all of the living creatures on Earth. These are the domains of the Earth. They come together to form a very harmonious living space that we share with all of the living organisms on Earth and constitute of all living organisms. Elements of environment. Environment is constituted by the interacting system of physical, biological, and cultural elements interrelated in various ways, individually as well as collectively. These elements are, first, physical elements. Physical elements are space, landforms, water bodies, climate, soils, rocks. They determine the variable character of the human habitat, its opportunities as well as limitations. Second is biological elements. Biological elements such as plants, animals, microorganisms, and humans constitute the biosphere. Next is the cultural elements. Cultural elements such as economical, social, and political elements are essentially man-made features which make the cultural background. Importance of environmental science. In the industrialized era that we live today, every component that we intake, be it air, water, or food, are contaminated by industrialized activities. There is no zero pollution. To minimize these problems, knowledge of environmental studies is essential. An in-depth study of environment studies will help us in the following ways. First, we begin to appreciate and adopt the idea of development without destruction of the environment. Second, knowledge about various types of environments and different environmental hazards. Third, playing an effective role in protecting the environment by demanding changes in law and reinforcement system. Fourth, having a positive impact on quality of life. And lastly, creating a concern and respect for environment. Increasing population, industrialization, urbanization, poverty have generated pressure on the natural resources and lead to a degradation of the environment. To prevent the environment from further degradation, the laws has ordered and initiated environmental protection awareness through government and non-government agencies to take part in protecting our environment. Environmental pollution cannot be prevented by laws alone. Public participation is equally important with regard to environmental protection. For a change, to push forward, we can make it happen now. We are the people. We need to come together. We need to stop dividing each other and focus on our home. Change happens when we come together. We have the power. We have the power. We need to raise our voice. Every time that we've come together for a change, we made it happen. We must not waste another day without at least trying.
give our next generation a better chance. We must decide to make this planet a better place. A better place to grow and to raise our children. Now, what do you decide? Do you decide to take our future, the next generation's future, in your hands? Or do you leave it in the hands of our current unproductive leaders? We need to act now. There's only one race on Earth: humans. This is us.